Okay, for this part of it, we're going to need a couple things. We're going to need our collapsible box. This is going to be making our sound booth. We're going to need 5 of these pads here. We're going to need our microphone, our big boxy microphone that goes in the middle there. I've already connected my headphone and my adapter just so that I can mess with it there. Pop the bottom off of your adapter here because we're going to make a slight modification. There'll be 2 things that will take just a little bit of skill set here. What we want to do is when we place it in the box, we don't want it to be on the front or the middle. So I like to put it right back here on these guys here. So for the set, it's up to you. You can leave it just sitting in there loose, or I like to cut a little hole in it so that it will set down nice and neat. So one of the ways that I can do it is I can just put this down there and I'm going to draw with my little magic marker. This is a peel off adhesive here. So this is going to be the bottom one. And that's the front. And that way I know when I cut my hole there and I'm going to put it down like that, I'm going to have a hole that I can go plop and I can put my microphone down inside. Now remember, this has got a magnetic connector there, so this will just pop on. You do have an ability to do a boom arm. That's what this thing is for. I forgot to explain that in the last video. This thing will peel out and that can screw in there if you wanted to use a boom mic, but we're not using a boom mic here, so we just got those. So I drew my little circle. I'm not going to cut this one just for, so that I'll let you guys do it if you would like to do it that way. So you simply open up your box. It'll have a flat bottom in it that comes with. So see, there's a little flat bottom. Folds down, and as this is a 13 by 13 inch box. Nothing special about it, just 13 by 13 inches going around there. It's got a label side. I like to put the label side up just so that right there. So that one's up so we can see it. So hopefully we can see inside our little box. And as we're going to make this, if I were to cut this one, I would cut my hole out and I would put this one in here. So I always put the back one in first, but just letting you know where it would set. So the idea is that we're going to create an acoustic chamber that's going to reduce all sound from everywhere else. Remember that our microphone is designed just to hear you from straight forward. So we're going to create a box that if we talk into it, we're going to reduce all of our noise, including all the club noise that's around you as well. So you get really good quality sound system there. So this is just a do-it-yourself sound booth. Probably costs $20 to make with all the gears, all the equipment there. Then you can put whatever microphone or anything that you're going to do your recording in. So it's a very inexpensive way to deal with it. I like the one that has the adhesive, but you theoretically can make this even without sticking the adhesive in it, but we're going to do that anyway. So that's my bottom one. I've got it labeled. All the other ones don't really matter which one goes in. So this one goes all the way to the back. Try to center it up the best that you can because they're going to slide underneath each other. And see, we've got this little guy comes in right like that. And then we're going to slide in the sides. And again, when we do the sticker off of it, which I'm not going to do here, but you can see it will actually stay by itself. You want to stick it to the back side and then roll it forward. And we're going to leave these assembled for our exercises and all of our recording that we're doing. And it's also going to double for a storage container for our all of our sound equipment. So I'm going to get this guy back in here, work it up to the top, and then square it right up there. So you can see because it's the 13 by 13 and these are 12 by 12 acoustic tiles, they kind of line up nice and neat there. So we've got a, basically it looks like a foam box with a big egg crate in it. And then if we've cut our hole, our guy's going to sit right here. Excuse me. And then I've got my monitor. I've got my plug. And so you can run the plugs out just out the side corner here, which some people don't have a problem with that because it's not going to change anything acoustically. Some people want to go fancy and they can cut a small hole in the back side here. So we just cut a little slit there. We can run our cords out there. But, really over time, you'd want to reinforce that if you're going to do that. And this would be more of a more permanent box. So the idea is if we're going to do this, I'm going to face it toward the camera as if you're the speaker. You want your microphone to be pointed directly straight at the speaker. You don't have to put your head in the box, but you want your voice to be projected into the box. Ideally with your back, you wouldn't want it to be the gymnasium because it's going to take a lot of noise there. So you try to find whatever's not producing sound behind you And then theoretically, all of your sound that goes in here is going to be dampened. You're only going to get the initial sound wave, not the echo. And you're also going to eliminate a lot of the sound that's coming in from all different directions. So this is the super simple way of dealing with our sound booth that we're going to be able to do all of our narration and get really good recorded sound. Interestingly enough, these things became really popular during COVID in 2020 because there were a lot of people that still had to work, but they couldn't leave their apartments. So they were still having to record and still having to narrate and all that sort of fun stuff. So they came up with this solution. It was probably one of the cheapest solutions. They even had like throwing blankets over themselves. I've also got little stickers that we can put on the outside just so that people know it's our sound box. But again, at the end of the day, we can just simply tip the bad boy up, and then I can just put our devices in there, our headphones, everything that can go in here. We know where all of our recording stuff is. And that is how you build a sound booth. And we'll play around with that little critter as the semester goes on, and we can hold this on. Hopefully in future semesters, we'll be able to do a lot of our recording out of this particular sound box. So with that, I'll move on and we'll look at the next thing.